times I've been on dates with white men and they've asked me if I've dated black guys before is ridiculous. I was on a date with this white guy in Chicago last year and he goes, so who do you typically...
As a black man, there's nobody out there that will sexualize you more than a white man does. Not white women, no other race of women, no other race of man. It's the white man. And
.com that I'm obsessed with black men. Newsflash! I'm obsessed with my husband.
So why are white men obsessed with black men? What at all do they see? What have they seen? Or what do they want from black men? And also they are women, we all know. They've basically been fetishizing about black men for only God knows how long. And it's something that has been happening for a very long time. But the question is, why? I have a couple of videos to show you, some of them giving the reason why they do what they do, and also why their men are so obsessed with black men. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. You don't lose anything by liking. Just give the video a thumbs up, comments, share. Let's go into the video.
This is reason 10,000 why racism is rooted in jealousy. Tell me why I received this message of a white man saying, well, you look like you've dated black men, and if you have, none of us want you. I didn't know this was an attitude that a lot of white men hold, but apparently they think that white women who sleep with black men or with brown men, they become tainted in some way, and they no longer want that white woman. But this is absolutely rooted in jealousy, because why would it matter to them unless black men made them feel insecure? There is something about black men sleeping with white women who they view as their possessions that really gets them feeling angry, like they aren't good enough, because let's face it, they aren't. And white men are obsessed with black men's penises. Like, they talk about it often online. You'll see comments like, I bet she takes black dick or whatever. And it's fucking weird and genuinely unsettling how much they talk about black men. If they weren't insecure, if they didn't feel jealous, then why would they talk about it? They wouldn't. Genuinely so embarrassing on their end, because quite literally anybody can see through like what they're doing.
If you can't tell, the whole black Scottish thing and the whole gingers are black thing, like, Americans are obsessed with black people. It's clear. Even the racist ones, we are obsessed with black people. We love them. Most of us love them. There are a few of us that act like they hate them, but they're also obsessed.
Is the white race going extinct? I want to talk about a reason why most women prefer to have children with black guys or Arabic guys, and why it's pretty much likely that Europe and the West countries, like white countries, are going to become mixed and eventually, brown or black over the time. We have the choice. Okay, we can pick, do we want a weak white guy or do we want a strong man of color?
as a black man, there's nobody out there that will sexualize you more than a white man does. Not white women, no other race of women, no other race of man. It's the white man. And if you played sports, or if you've worked in like a kitchen or like a warehouse even, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, if you stand around a white dude long enough, there's like a 80% chance he's going to ask how big you are, you know, and like how many women you be with. And like, it's really uncomfortable, bruh. It's really uncomfortable because it's like, you won't even be talking about anything sexual, but if it's slightly adjacent to it, they're going to try and work that into the conversation somehow because they have a weird obsession with black men and what they got going on down there. The white man's fascination and obsession with the black phallus, the BBC, is incredibly like unsettling and insane. And once you come to the realization of what's going on, you won't be able to look at it the same. You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, I didn't really mind it too much when I was like younger in high school, but like as time went on, I'm starting to notice a pattern. It's getting worse because I played college ball, you know what I'm saying? And once I got to college, it got so much worse, bruh. And just like anything, it goes back to slavery and the sheer surprise of what the Europeans saw whenever they came to Africa. Really, white men have an unhealthy obsession with like black bodies in general, but it's just like, since I'm a man, I'm speaking on like the male issue, the male part of it. And there's another aspect to this where it's like more physical, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like the white men want to have so many fantasies about overpowering a black man physically. And again, it goes back to slavery with like buck breaking. And there's not a lot of like concrete evidence that points towards like the existence of buck breaking, but like I don't put anything past these folks. You know what I'm saying? And they want to feel like they can, or they fantasize about physically overpowering a black man by like fighting them or just like straight up taking a life. You know what I mean? Because it's like they have this like irrational fear within themselves, and like under patriarchy, there's something that's going on in their brains where it's like there's like a little bit of like cognitive dissonance, and it's like I can't be a manly man and be scared of any black man no matter what they look like. So it's like they fantasize constantly about overpowering a black man physically in order to reclaim that self-inflicted emasculation. You know what I mean? Because it's like they want to feel like they have real power again, and that's why you get things like lynchings and blaming black men for sexually assaulting their women and giving themselves a reason to be violent towards black men. You know what I mean? So once you realize what's going on around you with like the white man and like the kind of questions they're asking you about what you got going on down there, you really like become extremely uncomfortable whenever like these kind of situations arise.
You're the type of girl who assumes that on a TikTok of me eating noodles from a Chinese restaurant that was bomb.com that I'm obsessed with black men. Newsflash! I'm obsessed with my husband, and he happens to be black. So yes, I am obsessed with my husband, who is a black man. Would you like a cookie? Love you, husband.
Well, some of you didn't believe me when I was talking to you about German women and their love for black men. Well, listen to the next video. And also, their accent totally reminds me on the days when I was going to school and learning that proper Oxford English. It is so funny because that one girl in the corner, she really cannot wait till it's her turn to say something about black men. It's really funny. The way she's just sitting there smiling, chewing her fingernails. It is so obvious, and you would get so much of that if you was to actually be able to come to Germany. It's funny as hell to actually see that again.
What do you feel about black men? Like, do you...
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just about...
It's okay, it's black or white or half thing. Yeah.
So we feel like
it's about the character, of course.
Yes.
First of all, and of course of the
a little bit of body.
Yeah, but not that much. The personality counts.
Yeah.
That's
And what about you?
I don't care at all, but I'm really into black men. My ex-boyfriend is hot.
So why are you into black men? Like, tell me why.
I don't know. I think they have like charisma and things, but I have good experience with them, and I don't know. I have a lot of fun with them.
So only black now, nothing else.
Yeah, once you go black, you never go back.
Okay.
Y'all want to know why we like y'all's black men? Because they not y'all's black men. You don't know shit. Way back in the day, since we gotta go way back there, how we were separated, and there was some still sneaky stuff going on, right? But as things evolved, got better, we started to mingle together, and that made a lot of us white and black folk happy. It did. And then we got to mingle together even more, and I think that the black man and the white woman just liked each other. I just think they liked each other. And you're mad about it?
For all you chocolate men out there, who said it was okay to be that fine, that athletic, that sexy, so sweet, wonderful personalities, strong, tough. We won't talk about that one. Your lips, ooh, your kisses and your hugs just hit different. And like my daddy says, not too light, don't like him too dark. I like it just alright. Yes, my dad is okay with me dating black guys. Oh yeah, I'm pregnant. I don't know what it is. Y'all just like give me like freaking butterflies or something. I can't wait to find mine. People are always like, you look so innocent, you know, like you're so sweet, innocent. So I love them.
The amount of times I've been on dates with white men and they've asked me if I've dated black guys before is ridiculous. I was on a date with this white guy in Chicago last year and he goes, so who do you typically date? The guys that look like me? I knew exactly what he was getting at because most white guys will ask this question at some point because they're trying to figure out ultimately if you're, quote, tainted. I literally said to him, does it bother you that you think about black men so much more than they will ever think about you?
White men can't hump as good as black men. Race and Sex in America's Volume 1 and 2. Take a screenshot, okay? Amazon. Great book. Great book. It explains this entire mentality surrounded when it comes to white males' obsession with black men's schnitzel sticks. It goes into the psyche, it goes into the history, it goes into the mental makeup of white America's obsession, specifically white male obsession with the black male schnitzel stick, right? Now, a lot of these issues and problems that we arise and their obsession with it, right, goes into the black male sexual stigmas and all of these different things about our bodies and things, because we often highlight and talk about black women, but we never highlight and talk about hypersexualization and objectification of black male bodies, right? Which we both go through. That's why I always say these debates we have in our community about, oh, who's going to the struggle Olympics? Like, we go through the same shit. We really do. But they've always been obsessed with black men. Always have. Why do you think there's an entire category that's, obsessed upon by white men? BBC. Or you got they're always have these obsessions with black men, taking their wives and shit. They have an entire section for that. CUCK fetish, right? Hell, I even knew that was a big thing in my last unit when I was in the Marine Corps. All them white boys was having those, seeking out what they call bulls, black bulls, to do their wives. Video recording, they sell it, right? One of my partner's staff sergeant at the motor pool at that time, dark skinned black dude, black as hell, and that's the type they go after. And yeah, that's how he would make money on the side in the Marine Corps, fucking white dudes' wives. The same way white women have this secret, obsession with black women, their hair and their bodies and things like that, these white men do the same thing with black men. The same fucking thing. Even when you go back, throughout, during, Jim Crow or slavery or whatnot. Of course, we know about like butt breaking, how, Massa wife would even, the same way Massa would make the female slaves, come in and take advantage of them. Massa wife would do the same thing to black men, same fucking thing. Or when you go to when they would terrorize and burn down and destroy black towns, what was the reason 99.9% of the time? Because it was behind a white woman saying she was taken advantage of by a black man. And now the white man got to go burn the whole city down. When they would, hang black men during Jim Crow or even slavery, but, we going chronologically, let's go Jim Crow. What would be they would gather around this black man that they've already, taken his life and burned him alive. What was the first thing they would do? Strip him naked, castrate him. What was the point of that? Yeah, those books I showed at the beginning go into all of that. All of that. The subliminal messages that they put out in TV shows and movies, right? When it comes to like sex scenes, for example, when it comes to black men, you never really get to see it on camera, right? They're going to either pan out to the horizon or outside. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to really see the do, right? And if you do, the woman they're doing it with, if it's not a black woman, is usually a trashy, unacceptable stigma of societal non-black woman, right? So, like on Power, for example. And if, like, you can even go to like Scandal, for example. We all loved Scandal back in its prime. Go back and watch Scandal. Now, Fitz and his sex scenes with whoever, oh, they raw, intimate for cable network television, right? But when Millie had to do hers with Columbus Short, it was cut short, right? Right? You didn't get to see all that action. And his character got killed off because that's what they will do if the woman, non-black woman, is an acceptable societal norm of said woman. Something always happens to the black man's character or the non-black woman's character. And it's subliminally and subconsciously going to tell those women, see what happens when you go black? Something bad always happens. But yeah, they're obsessed. But I encourage everyone to go, especially men, black men, go read these 2 books, 2 volumes. Take a screenshot. I'm telling you, it'll explain all of it.
Hey, this is going out to the white ladies who have dated, are interested in dating, are currently dating black men. I recently did a post where I kind of looked at the phrase, once you go black, you never go back, which is something I heard 40 years ago. And apparently there are plenty of white boys that are still using this phrase. And in fact, they like to correct it and tell me, well, once you go black, we don't want you back. Because we want them so badly? Yeah. Not white guys in general, but those white guys who would judge us for who we date. That is not who I'm ever going to date. Not that I'm dating anybody, but because I'm married. So I just thought I learned some things, and I thought I would share this with you. Again, this is my white ladies who are dating, have dated, or think they might want to date black men. We are called lots of things. It's depressing to go and look at all the names that we are called. Not depressing because it makes me feel bad about myself, but depressing because there are so many low life, vile humans on the planet. I mean, I knew there were some. Hello, the election. But I didn't realize they were this ignorant and vibrated at such a low level. But the one I had to look up, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on this. We are called salvage title. So people were putting salvage title, or they were putting salvage. And when I first saw it, I thought, savage? But that doesn't make sense. No idea what it meant. It means we're like a car that has been totaled. No use. It's done. So the title's been salvaged. It's a salvage title, meaning the car is no longer viable. Yeah. So I've been compared to a toilet. I've been compared to now a totaled car. I've been compared to, they like to talk about my lady parts and how they are changed. You know, we can shoot 13-pound babies out of there, right? So you think any appendage could damage us? No, we tough. And that is the last time I'm talking about those parts on this app. Anyways, so ladies, listen, here's what I think. I think the great part about this is these guys are showing us exactly who they are, which I appreciate, because I would want to avoid the racist, ignorant, vile white boys like the plague. So just so you know, be very open and honest with who you've dated, who you want to date, so you can weed out the losers.
Some white guys have this weird idea in their heads that white girls are just obsessed with black men. Like, I had this guy come up to me 2 weeks ago. He was like, oh, dude, you're gonna kill it out here. All these white girls love y'all. I'm just like, that's not how that shit works, bro. Like, get offline.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm going to tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new. It's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics. It was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place. close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they tried to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
And also, where is it and how is it that I do connect with black men easier than I connect with white men?
Yeah.
I connect with that rawness and that depth. And I've found that a lot of, the white men that I've dated, it is a lot of performative. And I appreciate the like honesty and the, I don't know, there's like a rawness to me. And maybe that's why, maybe it just goes back to my childhood and like yearning for that level of acceptance.
And realness and just authenticity.
Yeah.
So listen, for me, my opinion, I think I'm a black person and I just want to share my opinion from listening to all of these videos and what their women have said. Why is it that someone will go to, or let's say a white lady will go to another race to date, probably to date another race, and when they are coming back, you don't want them to? So any white lady who has a black ex, white men do not want them. Like, explain to me why. What's the issue? What exactly is the problem? The BBC, I think that's basically the whole thing. If you heard the other guy, that's actually the whole thing. It's all because of the BBC. And listen, I feel when that white woman is coming back to them, they feel like probably the white lady has gone experienced something totally different from what they have, and now they feel so low. I think it's all about low self-esteem. That's basically the whole thing. Because if a white lady goes to date a black man and they are coming back to date a white guy, and you feel you don't want it or you don't want them back, then you have low self-esteem. That's basically it. I don't want anyone to tell me anything. And they know how superior, when it comes to human beings, how superior black men are, or black people are in general. So they don't just want to associate themselves with such person, so that competition, it will feel like a competition, it will feel like a comparison, because definitely the lady is going to compare, you understand? And that's what they are trying to avoid. Nothing more, nothing less. And for their women, you already know, when you go onto the streets and you put a white man here and a black man here, definitely they are going to choose black men. So they should just understand this and just know peace. You understand? We don't have to just go back and forth on this. It is what it is. Thank you so much for watching.